How did 80s wealth gap affect families? Have you ever wondered how the wealth gap in the 1980s impacted families across the United States? The decade was a time of economic boom, but not everyone shared in the prosperity. While the wealthiest households saw their fortunes grow, many middle and lower income families faced stagnation or even decline in their earnings. During this time, families in the top income brackets experienced significant income growth. The top 5% of families enjoyed annual increases of over 3%. In stark contrast, families in the lowest 20% often saw their incomes either decline slightly or remain unchanged. This disparity meant that while the rich became richer, many working and middle-class families struggled to make ends meet. Several factors contributed to this widening wealth gap. Changes in federal and state tax policies tended to favor the wealthy. Cuts to unemployment benefits and low-income assistance programs hit poorer families the hardest. These shifts reduced the social safety net just as economic inequality was on the rise. The benefits of the economic boom were often concentrated in specific sectors and regions, which did not always lead to job growth or wage increases for average families. The impact on families was complex. Many middle-income families found their share of national income shrinking, leading to increased financial stress. Some even experienced downward mobility, with their incomes failing to keep pace with inflation and rising living costs. Wealth accumulation also varied widely. Wealth, which includes assets like home equity and savings, grew much faster for affluent families. The richest families saw their wealth multiply several times during the decade, while families lower on the economic ladder often accumulated little or no wealth and sometimes incurred debt. Racial disparities in wealth also widened during this time. White families generally accumulated more wealth through homeownership and inheritances. In contrast, Black and Hispanic families faced systemic barriers that limited their economic progress. This contributed to long-term inequalities that extended beyond the 1980s. Family life and social dynamics were also affected. Families with fewer resources had less access to quality education, health care, and stable housing. This lack of access could significantly impact children's futures. Economic stress also contributed to social challenges, including increased family strain and reduced upward mobility. From a nostalgic perspective, the 1980s are often remembered for flashy displays of wealth and consumerism. The Yuppie culture symbolized success, but beneath this glamorous image, many families faced economic uncertainty and widening divides. The economic boom of this decade was a defining event that shaped American society, creating stark contrasts between the affluent and the rest. Reflecting on this period, it becomes clear that policies balancing economic growth with broad-based support are essential to prevent deepening inequality. The wealth gap of the 1980s illustrates how economic gains concentrated at the top can leave many families behind, affecting social cohesion and future generations' prospects.